but we're gonna
Oscar season is like the Valentine's Day of hate.
Yeah.
It's an annual day of hate.
I'd be surprised if I get angry at anything this year, to be honest.
Yeah, there's nothing I'm that passionate about.
I can think of one that would make me angry.
Okay. Well, what we were kind of just going to do now is that we've got the Oscars website up, so we're just going to scroll through in reverse order. So we'll start with the ones that people care the least about, and then kind of build up to.
When I was a child, or when I was a bit younger, visual effects was the one I cared about the most. I was always really passionate about that one.
I like the smaller ones because it's just more interesting to hear.
Yeah, I think it's because like all the news outlets just cover the same, and it's a little less predictable. It always feels a little less predictable than the acting ones.
Just because also there's not the hype around the films as much. Like there's no hype around one film's production design.
Yeah, exactly.
Really?
And I do think it's more interesting because they're the people that deserve to be celebrated.
Yeah,
because the actors get celebrated all the time. But the people who do the costume design or whatever, like this is their day.
Yeah.
This is a day for them.
So let's start at the bottom of the pile because this is writing original screenplay. You've got Bridge of Spies, Ex Machina, Inside Out, Spotlight, Straight Outta Compton.
I didn't think Spotlight would be original because I thought it was adapted from their book. I'd say that it's Inside Out. I would say. I would argue that I think Ex Machina would be the second choice just because it's got smart dialogue in it, but it's not like I think we've both said that we don't like the structure of it in a way, like the ending. But
I feel like did that win the BAFTA? I feel like that won the BAFTA.
Well,
but
it's
a British bias.
But it's British bias. Yeah.
Also, if I can just say, Bridge of Spies, co-written by the Coens.
Yeah.
And it was a good script. So
I think it was a good script, but it's not enough to get it noticeable.
No,
I feel like Inside Out, they already probably feel a little bad for not nominating it for other things.
Yeah,
and so they'll be keen to
I feel
give it
like
something.
If it's not Inside Out, I'd be quite surprised. If it's anything other than Inside Out or Ex Machina, I'd be very surprised.
I personally would like it to be Inside Out as well.
My prediction is Spotlight, and you guys are going Inside Out.
Yep.
Okay, right, moving on. Writing adapted screenplay.
Okay.
The Big Short, Brooklyn, Carol, The Martian, and Room.
I would like The Martian. I think Room.
I think Room. A lot of focus has been on Room.
Yeah, I agree. Probably Room, but I would say I would have quite liked Brooklyn to win. Okay. Visual effects. We've got Ex Machina, Mad Max, Star Wars, Force Awakens, The Martian, and The Revenant.
Okay, well, I think it's Mad Max.
I think it's Star Wars.
Yeah,
I would like it to be Star Wars, though. So I'm in the opposite. I'm in the situation where I think it will be Mad Max, but would like it to be Star Wars, just because I think with the visual effects ones, they do have a history of just picking the film that they like, rather than picking the special effects that they think were best. They
and
just
the Star Wars ones are pretty amazing.
And I know, but they clearly, Mad Max is nominated for more things, and I feel like that just means it's going to win those technical
And I feel
ones.
like it might be a bit with what you said with Inside Out, as in some people might feel bad for Mad Max not getting other awards.
Give it all of the technical
give it all the other ones. Yeah. So
what's your prediction?
I mean, I agree with both arguments. I still think Star Wars might win because the amount of work that went into it. I mean, it is the most special effects heavy, and they all look great.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
I agree. I want Star Wars. I want it to be Star Wars.
Great.
Yeah, but you think it will be Mad Max?
Yes.
To sound mixing, Bridge of Spies, The Revenant, Mad Max, Star Wars, and The Martian.
I think that in this particular case, as much as I like both Mad Max and The Revenant, I'm very confused as to why they're there, because Mad Max has some parts where the sound's a little off. Would you agree with that?
I'd say that it's quite impressive for the scale of it, though, and especially if it was recorded on set.
Okay, fair enough. But would you also agree The Revenant has been quite heavily criticised for its sound?
Yeah.
So I'm very kind of like, what's that doing there? Star Wars.
Star Wars. I just think it's just Star Wars. Yeah.
So sound editing.
Star Wars.
I'd say so it's between just say Mad Max Fury Road, Sicario, The Martian, Star Wars, and Revenant, and I think
I am glad to see Sicario getting mentioned there because the sound editing is really good in Sicario.
It's good.
Yeah.
And we come now to production design.
Cool.
Which is Bridge of Spies, The Danish Girl, Mad Max, The Martian, and The Revenant.
Mad Max.
Yeah.
I want Mad Max, but I have a slight dread that The Danish Girl might get it.
Really?
Or Bridge of Spies, purely because I know that a lot of the Academy also tends to swing with period stuff.
That's true.
But then I would argue that yes, maybe they do, but then I think The Revenant has...
I would rather The Revenant. Although The Revenant's mostly just actually there, isn't it? It's mostly just
real but like outfit choices.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
but that's
and
costume
like
design.
Very good point.
I feel like production design, Mad Max should win it.
Yeah.
I've just got dread that the other ones
I'd like it. Well, I'm going to say I think it will.
Yeah. Music, original song.
This is the one that could make me angry.
Earned It from 50 Shades of Grey, Manta Ray from Racing Extinction, Simple Song 3 from Youth, Writings on the Wall from Spectre, or Till It Happens to You from The Hunting Ground.
Right.
This is a really...
Any of them put 50 Shades.
I honestly think this is the weakest year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's awful.
Because the simple song number 3 from Youth is good, but it's like a kind of piece of classical music, which it's good. I'd actually say it's probably... Well, I don't know. I'd say it's probably the one most deserving to win. Writings on the Wall is just there.
Awful.
It's just there.
And I'm genuinely scared with this one that I do think 50 Shades of Grey will win. And I'm terrified.
That would be horrendous.
It just feels like it feels like a bit of a lose-lose scenario.
Yeah.
Music original score.
Cool.
Bridge of Spies, Carol, Hateful, Star Wars, and Sicario.
I think Hateful Eight maybe.
I think Hateful Eight will
Ennio Morricone.
Yeah.
That seems...
If the Star Wars theme was up to the scale of the previous ones, I think it might have had a chance just because it's so iconic. But I think that there wasn't as much of a focus on big themes in this one.
It's like I said, it's mainly because the film's moving like a mile a minute. It's just loads of action sequences.
Yeah, exactly.
So it never has like those moments like Luke looking at the sunset where the music can take over. I would say Hateful Eight.
Yeah, I'd say Hateful Eight as well. It would be nice that Ennio Morricone will get the Oscar, even though I want Sicario too.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I liked bits of the Carol score, by the way, but I don't think it should win.
Yeah. Makeup and hairstyling. Mad Max Fury Road.
Right.
100-year-old man who climbed up a mountain.
I climbed out the window and ran away.
And ran away, yeah. And The Revenant.
Oh, there are only 3?
Yeah,
there's only 3. And
Revenant.
I think... Oh, really? I think Mad Max.
Revenant.
You're the decider.
I think The Revenant, because of all that sort of bear scratch stuff.
Yeah. Foreign language film.
I don't think
It's, well, I'll just say, but Embrace of the Serpent, Thebe, Mustang, A War, and Son of Saul. And from the hype, I'm just assuming that it's going to be most likely Son of Saul, because I've heard so much good stuff about that. And second, maybe A War, and that's it.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, editing.
Yeah.
Big Short, Spotlight, Force Awakens, Fury Road, Revenant.
This is the interesting one because, as we've seen before, they don't really know what they're voting for.
That's the thing, yeah.
It's just they just pick a film.
And I feel like if it was just going on quality alone, I'd say it's between Big Short and Fury Road. But I feel like The Big Short has been kind of a dark horse for some of, like, I feel like a lot of the Oscar people really liked The Big Short, like more than I was expecting, and I'm anticipating The Big Short to win.
And I would this one.
Film editing, and I wouldn't mind if it did.
And what do you think?
I haven't seen The Big Short. I think the Big Short will win. Yeah,
I think Star Wars will win.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely. Just because it's Star Wars. The documentary.
You would say Amy, just because that was your favourite.
Yeah, and I think it grossed quite well at the cinema, so I think that's the logical choice. Directing, Big Short, Adam McKay, Mad Max, Fury Road, George Miller, The Revenant, Alejandro Inarritu, Room, Lenny Abraham, Spotlight, Tom McCarthy.
I think The Revenant.
If Spotlight won, I would be quite mad.
Yeah, agreed.
But I actually have started to come around to the idea that I think George Miller might win this one.
Oh, really?
And The Revenant will win Best Film. But
just because they want to vote something different.
But Mad Max, I genuinely think Mad Max could win this one. But I think if I was asked to put money on it, I'd still say The Revenant.
I'm going to go with the easy bet and say The Revenant.
Yeah,
but I'm happy to have hope for Fury Road.
Costume design, we've got Carol, Cinderella, The Danish Girl, Mad Max, and The Revenant.
Mad Max.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
but again, I feel like it's again with the period stuff. I feel like either Carol or The Danish Girl could maybe get it.
Potentially,
but I think that Fury Road should win.
Okay, cinematography, Carol, Hateful, Mad Max, Revenant, and Sicario.
Revenant.
Yeah, definitely Revenant. It shouldn't be.
I know you want Sicario.
Roger Deakins should get it on principle.
You can watch our Revenant review if you want to hear more about that.
More ranting. So moving on to animated feature film, we've got Anomalisa,
Inside Out, and 3 other films.
Inside Out, Shaun of the Sheep, and When Marnie Was There.
And I'm so happy Shaun of the Sheep.
Inside Out's going to win.
It's going to be Inside Out.
To be honest, it's the only film that the people doing the Oscars have seen. To be honest, that's the main reason why it will win.
Actress in supporting role, which is Jennifer Jason Leigh, Rooney Mara, Rachel McAdams, Alicia Vikander, and Kate Winslet. Kate Winslet won the BAFTA, didn't she?
Yeah, I think she won the Golden Globe.
She had such a small role in the film. I found that very strange. But I feel maybe Jennifer Jason Leigh. I don't know. I thought that she actually gave the best performance out of all of them.
Maybe Rooney Mara as well.
Maybe.
Carol seems to be one that they've liked from the off.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe. Actor in supporting role, we've got Christian Bale for The Big Short, Tom Hardy for The Revenant, Mark Ruffalo for Spotlight, Mark Rylance for Bridge of Spies, and Sylvester Stallone for Creed.
I'd like Tom Hardy. It's going to be Stallone.
Yeah.
Do you think? I'm going to go Mark Rylance, Bridge of Spies.
I think they're very, very much sentimental and like we liked him when he was in the 70s.
Yeah.
So yeah,
it's the revival thing.
Actress in a leading role: Saoirse Ronan for Brooklyn, Charlotte Rampling 45 Years, Jennifer Lawrence for Joy, Brie Larson for Room, Kate Blanchett for Carol.
Brie Larson, I think.
Brie Larson's definitely going to win it. Yeah,
I've not heard anyone come up with
I think the only possible ones are Jennifer Lawrence because the Academy just loves her for some reason, and possibly Kate Blanchett
because of the same reason, basically.
Yeah. But she's far better than Jennifer Lawrence. Actor in leading role: Bryan Cranston for Trumbo, Matt Damon for The Martian, Leo for The Revenant, Michael Fassbender for Steve Jobs, Eddie Redmayne for The Danish Girl.
The thing is, I don't think there is anyone there that does actually stand a chance against him for this year.
Yeah.
Like, it is genuinely the case. Like, I can't. If anyone else won, I would be surprised.
I think it'd be,
yeah.
Great.
Agreed. Okay, and then finally, Best Picture. We've got Big Short, Bridge of Spies, Brooklyn, Mad Max, The Martian, The Revenant, Room, and Spotlight.
Okay. I'd like Mad Max. I am 90% sure it's The Revenant.
Yeah, I'd say the exact same, basically.
I'd say it's Revenant. I prefer Revenant to win over Mad Max, probably. So, and I think it will win.
I'd just be very pleasantly surprised if Mad Max ended up winning the Best Picture, just because it'd be so
I would say
surprising.
I would be happy if Bridge of Spies won it, and I'd be happy if The Martian won it. So, yeah. Anyway, that was the Real Opinions Oscar predictions. Thanks for listening. We'll be back next week, and maybe we shall offer some discussion on some of the outrages that emerge.
Yeah,
we'll probably be tweeting throughout the Oscars as well. So if you want to join in the hatred,
live tweeting, follow us. I'm sure we'll come up with some catchy hashtag. Follow us at Real Opinions.
Try not to offend anyone.
That's what we're best at.
Harrison will do his best not to offend people. We'll be back next week.